Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters, and now that Mia is official, we know she's coming in September, we gotta ask about 5 real questions that are really surrounding the character. I'm gonna talk about all of them, give you my theories, and what I've heard in the whispers about the character coming up. Of course, if you like this Evil Dead content, please drop a like and a comment on the video. It really does help, and of course, you know I answer all my questions. Smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell for all Evil Dead and horror-related content, and of course, click on that link in the description below. It is our Discord. We have a thriving Evil Dead and horror-based community. We do a lot of cool stuff in the Discord, and we play a bunch of other games that aren't Evil Dead. Now, the thing is, we have 5 real questions surrounding Mia Allen that I think we really need to talk about as we wait for news from Saber, which I feel will probably be trickling in over the next week and a half. Now, obviously, they kind of start that media blitz with the initial picture, and then they moved on to the official picture with her coming in with the September date. And I feel like this week we're probably not going to hear anything else unless they drop something later this afternoon. And I think Monday or Tuesday we're going to start getting some of these questions answered. But we have to answer each question and figure out what is actually going on with what we're getting, with Mia being the 3rd DLC coming in the Season Pass. So that brings us to question 1. Release date. Now the question is, when are we expected to see this? Now, I'm not surprised to see this was in September, but for months now I've been expecting a big DLC drop at the end of August or beginning of September. So in my opinion, we're probably going to see it in the first week. That makes complete sense, and it also sets up a really good time for them to kind of go into the month of September with some momentum. The only other option at that point is to push it all the way to near like middle to late, and then you kind of roll in October. But if you have any big plans for October at that point, you're kind of like starting to stack it already. So going earlier makes a lot of sense. I am going to guess that it is then going to drop on September the 6th, right after Labor Day in the US, and I think it's going to be a perfect time for the game to drop. That brings us to question 2. The amount of content we're actually getting. Could we also see the Abomination? Now, I'm a little worried about the second part, but we'll talk about the first part. The first part is we're obviously going to be getting a bigger update than we did with just like the skin pack. So it's probably going to be not nearly as much as Army of Darkness, but a little more than the first drop. And I think we're probably going to see this. We're going to get Mia. We're probably going to get Adios Elagos, the 6th mission. And, I mean, they could go with a character there. I don't know if they're going to. But if they do, the perfect character to go with would be the Abomination and giving everyone an extra demon. It could also just be some sort of skin. I'm not really sure how they're going to approach it. They could add skins to it. There's a lot of things they could do. I hope it's more than just Mia, because I feel like if it is just Mia, it's going to be very disappointing for the community and really disappointing and take some of that wind out that they're starting to put back into the sails with a content drop of an actual character. Now, if we do get a demon or we do get another survivor, I think it would be pretty important. And that brings us to question 3. Does this affect Chet's drop? Now, Bruce has kind of confirmed Chet a long time ago at this point, is what it seems like. And Saber hasn't said a single peep about him. So what's going on with Chet? Not really sure. Now, here's the thing. We could also get Chet as that mystery character with Adios Elagos. I don't think it's going to happen. It seems really weird, and they kind of stayed away from disjointed sets. So I don't expect an Ash versus Evil Dead character to be the reward in the chapter built around 2013. Now, we could also see another survivor, but I don't think that's going to happen either, especially since they put a survivor already in the paywall version of the Season Pass, and they're going to want you to buy me if you don't have the Season Pass. So putting another survivor in there like Nick or Eric probably doesn't make a lot of sense. The Abomination is an interesting possibility, but that's kind of where we're at. So that brings us to Mia herself. We're going to talk about all those Mia-related things. The first thing you think of is class. And there is no doubt, without a doubt, 100%, absolutely, warrior. Like, she's going to be the 4th warrior. She's going to be the first female warrior. There's zero question on this. Of all the questions on this list, there's none when it comes to Mia's class. Now, the other question is, did they get Jane Levy to return? And I know they've done a really good job at doing that, and I'm hoping we're going to hear that as the actual next announcement, is that Jane has returned. I haven't seen anything on her Twitter. I've been kind of stalking her a little bit. I haven't seen anything on there. I've been kind of like looking around to see if there's any been like mention of Evil Dead around Jane. there's been nothing. So she's definitely been all quiet on the Western Front. So if she is voicing it, then it's going to be a nice announcement from Saber. I don't know. I hope she is. Jane Levy is a fantastic actress. She's got huge range, and they could also do some original comedic lines that they kind of sneak in there like everyone else kind of has, which would maybe take away from some of the severity that comes with a character like Mia. She's just really kind of sour and harsh. And I think that would kind of breathe a little light into her in a game that's a little more over the top Ash versus Evil Dead like than, say, 2013 Evil Dead. Finally, the last question is, does Mia get a chainsaw? And there's no way she does it. Absolutely 0%. Of course, right now, of the 13 playable characters, 3 can use the chainsaw. All the Ashes except support Ashley can do it. And, you know, I think there's no way that Mia doesn't get it. I think they will slightly change the animation because, one, she used her left hand because she pulled that out under the Jeep. 2, I think because she'll be a slighter character model, more Kelly-esque, it will have to kind of change into an upswing. I think it'll be a faster motion than you see with all the Ashes. And I think that'll be really cool, and I think people who want to use the chainsaw, you can finally have all 4 group of chainsaw users, and they have buffed the chainsaw recently in the last patch, which isn't kind of surprising because now we're adding our first character, and she's also going to be a chainsaw user. So it makes complete sense. They're kind of tying in. They did drop that little hint. I totally missed it. I didn't even think of Mia being the first character, although I called Mia 6 months ago. Like, it's not surprising that she's part of the season pass. We all knew the whispers that 2013 was going to be included. It's kind of been out there for a while now. But I did not expect her to be the first character, and I think that's really, really cool that they're going to go with a female character, up the female quotient in the team, and that's really awesome. And I'm okay with them increasing the female quotient from 4 to 5 now with Mia, and that will get at least one in every class. You have Annie as a leader, you have Mia as a warrior, you have Kelly and Amanda as hunters, and then you have Cheryl as finally as the healer of the team and the support. And I think it really rounds out the group well to do an all-female team if you really wanted to go that way and remove one hunter and exchange her with a warrior. And I'm really excited for Mia. I know she's kind of a divisive character. Some people really love her and are just absolutely over the moon, and some people are like, I hate 2013. I'm not a 2013 fan, but I think the characters would be a great addition to the game, and I'm all for anything that brings excitement to Evil Dead and brings excitement to the community. And I think that's an awesome place to be right now, and I'm really excited to get more information. And of course, we'll be talking about Mia a lot more on the channel, all the way up to her launch, and then of course beyond, because we'll have a lot of stuff to cover there too. As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.